So let's talk about something I think a lot of us know all too well, the anatomy of the stuck mind. We're going to get into what happens when a really powerful brain gets stuck in a loop of procrastination, and way more importantly, how we can get it moving again. Does this sound familiar at all? You know you've got this powerhouse of a mind, right? It's capable of some incredible high-level thinking and creativity. But then, when it's actually time to do the thing, something just seizes up. The engine's revving like crazy, but you're not going anywhere. You know that feeling? We're going to call it the Ferrari engine paradox, and that's really where our story begins. So let's break down exactly why your greatest strength, that amazing brain of yours, can sometimes become your biggest, most frustrating obstacle. I mean, your mind is just exceptional at running simulations. You can see the perfect finished project in crystal clear detail before you've even started. But you can also map out 100 different ways it could all go terribly wrong. You anticipate every single pitfall, every criticism. And look, that's not a bug, it's a feature of a highly analytical brain. The problem is, the side effect of this incredible vision is that it can leave you totally frozen right there at the starting line. And I really, really want you to hear this. The problem isn't a lack of horsepower. It is not about being lazy. It's not about being undisciplined. It's a mechanical issue, a fundamental mismatch between your brain's powerful engine and the system you're using to try and get it in gear. And you know what the good news is? Mechanical issues can be fixed. So let's get under the hood and look at the actual mechanics of why this happens. We're going to explore what a lot of researchers call the intelligence trap and see exactly how your biggest cognitive strengths can end up working against you. Okay, so the first piece of this trap is something called cognitive entrenchment. Basically, because your brain can see so many possibilities, a simple, straight path can feel, well, unsatisfying or even reckless. You create these intricate mental models for every single variable, which leads you directly into the dreaded analysis paralysis. You're just processing way too much data to make a simple move. And the second part of the trap, oh, it's a big one: perfectionism. Now look, there's a healthy version, right? Normal striving, which actually builds resilience. But the real danger zone is neurotic perfectionism. That's where your self-worth gets all tangled up with your achievement. The goal becomes so impossibly high that the fear of failure makes it feel way safer to just not start at all. And this fear of failure, it doesn't just stay up in your head. It kicks off this powerful, destructive emotional cycle that is incredibly difficult to escape. So let's take a look at how it works. So here's how the loop gets you. A task creates anxiety. And to feel better, you avoid it. Maybe you clean the entire kitchen or fall down a 3-hour YouTube rabbit hole. This brings a little moment of relief. But then, the guilt starts to creep in. And for us overthinkers, that guilt often grows into something much worse: shame. This distinction right here is absolutely critical. Guilt says, I did something unproductive. See, it's about your behavior. Shame says, I am a failure. It's about your identity. Guilt can actually motivate you to change, but shame just makes you want to hide. And hiding, of course, just feeds that whole avoidance spiral all over again. Okay, so if we know all this, why can't we just power through it? Why does that just do it advice feel so completely useless? Well, the answer isn't some flaw in your character. It's a feature of your neurobiology. Inside your head, there's a constant tug of war going on. On one side, you've got your rational prefrontal cortex, the part that's focused on long-term goals. On the other side is the limbic system, the ancient, emotional part of your brain that is wired for one thing: immediate comfort and safety. And here's the key: the limbic system is older, stronger, and way faster. When stress kicks in, it hijacks your rational brain almost every single time. Now get this, because this really gets to the heart of why "I'll just do it tomorrow" is such a convincing lie. Neurologically, your brain sees your future self, the one who has to deal with all the consequences, as a complete stranger. So of course it prioritizes the comfort of your present self. You are literally passing the problem on to someone you don't even know. Okay, so the whole system seems rigged against us, right? Willpower is a battle we just can't win. So what's the alternative? We stop fighting? Let's look at this incredibly elegant solution that just sneaks past this entire system. The solution is a concept from Japan called Kaizen. It's the strategy of taking steps that are so small, so idiotically easy, that they don't even register on your brain's threat detection system. We're not trying to overpower the fear anymore. We're just going to sneak right past it. And here's exactly how you put it into practice, with something called the 2-minute rule. Your goal isn't to write a book. It's just to write one sentence. You're not committing to a 30-minute workout. You're just putting on your running shoes. The point isn't the final output. It's to make the act of starting so completely non-threatening that your brain's alarm system never, ever goes off. That's it. The entire goal shrinks down to just 2 minutes. That's your only job. For overthinkers, the hardest part is always that transition from resting to moving. So by making the barrier to entry almost zero, we finally get that Ferrari engine to start rolling forward, even if it's just an inch. And here's why this is so incredibly powerful. You're doing so much more than just tricking your brain. Each and every time you take that tiny little step, you're casting a vote for a new identity. You are physically building new neural pathways that associate that task with safety and success instead of fear. You are actively rewiring your brain and rebuilding self-trust, one tiny action at a time. So I'm going to leave you with this one question. Forget about the giant mountain you think you have to climb. What's the one little pebble you can move? What one ridiculously, idiotically small step can you take in the next 2 minutes? Because that is where the journey out of paralysis really begins.